Well, all right, Cancer, welcome back to the channel, Real Talk. I'm glad you guys are back in with me. If you've tuned in, there may be messages here for you. Cancer energy, only take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Okay, Cancer, if you're new to the channel, if I didn't say, welcome in. All right. Of course, we're going to start off with the Declare and Decree deck. My subscribers, guys, I do appreciate you. I appreciate your support, and overall, I appreciate your patience. Okay, Cancer energy, only take what resonates. This is spiritual. If you're new to the channel, everybody's not spiritual. Everybody's not religious. Okay, so just take your spot where you belong or where you feel free to explore. Okay, whether you're religious or spiritual, that is totally up to you. This is a spiritual situation here. This is a matter of burning and releasing. For those who are new, this is my Declare and Decree deck. Each card has a ritual that's written on it. You write that down on paper, set your intentions to clear the energies, right? And give thanks to the Most High Mother and Father and your spiritual team for helping you to clear those energies, assisting you with clearing any negative energies. Whatever comes out, you write it down, and then you burn it, okay? Yes, of course, in a safe place, but you set fire to it because fire destroys that particular negative energy. And that's what you want to do. You want to focus on destroying negative energies. And this is spiritual once again. Okay. Let's see what possible blockages need to be cleared for Cancer. All right. And we have, here comes the noise. So hold up. So that way y'all can hear me. Okay, Cancer, so all fear of the unknown is now destroyed from my energy in the spirit and in the flesh. All fear of the unknown is now destroyed from my energy in the spirit and in the flesh. So someone here could be in fear of a situation. However that may go for you, however it may apply, there's fear here. And fear is what? A negative energy, a low vibrational energy. The next card you have, Cancer, is all demonic forces within my energy is destroyed. I said is, but it says are destroyed. All demonic forces within my energy are destroyed in spirit and in flesh. And yeah, sometimes I talk with my hands, probably most of the time. I talk with my hands. But yes, someone needs to definitely burn and release this. All demonic forces within my energy are destroyed in spirit and in flesh. You want to write that down. Set your intentions to release any negative energies of demonic forces. And you want to burn that. Write it, making it real, believing it, and you want to set the intention to release it and give thanks for the assistance with releasing the energy. Okay? Give thanks of this for the assistance. That means asking the Most High Mother and Father and your spiritual team, help me, assist me with releasing any demonic forces within my energy, because these are forces that cannot be seen with the natural eye. That's the situation here. That's what's so powerful about it. That these situations, when it comes to demonic forces, low vibrational energies, when it comes to fears, energies of fears, all that is low vibration, 333 on the timer, okay? So, spiritually, so Cancer, Spirit wants to help you to release. That synchronicity is for someone. You could be seeing synchronicities of threes, 333, 3333, okay? And 33 is also a master number, okay? So basically, someone definitely wants to heed to that. I feel like that's very important for someone here. Because if it wasn't, it wouldn't have come out, okay? If it wasn't important, it won't come out. Give me a minute, Cancer, just a second. All right, Cancer, so energies are fluid, so only take what resonates with you, leave the rest. Do not try to make messages fit. If it doesn't make sense to you, it's not for you at the moment. If it's confusing to you and, it doesn't relate to your situation in any way, okay, then it's not for you at the moment, and that is perfectly okay. It's because there will be more messages to come, all right? Past, present, future energies, 444 on the timer. Someone is definitely protected here, okay? Again, only take what resonates with you, leave the rest. past, present, future energies. Let's see what we have for Cancer, Cancer energy. Someone could be moving on too from a situation as well. Someone could be moving on. Let's see what we have for you, Cancer. Alright, so we have the Hermit, Seven of Swords, Tower, Queen of Wands, the Sun. You have the World card, Three of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles. Alright. Someone is definitely focusing elsewhere. This is basically tuning in. This is going within. Okay, Virgo energy, this is you being in a very closed in space energetically and probably even physically, where you're kind of zoning out to be in your own space. Hermit, where it's like focusing on what it is you really want, or seeing things truthfully within yourself, how you really truly feel about life as well, how you really truly feel about the life that you've had so far. Searching within yourself. Is this it? What else is there? Is there more? Should I be doing something different? Have I been wasting my time, or have I really gained anything? What's going on? What's really happening? It's soul searching. Hermit. Solitude. Okay. Discovery. Alright. And also, there's something definitely being highlighted about this as well. About this Hermit energy. Cancer, there's something that's being highlighted within that energy. There's definitely something being highlighted. Okay? Hangman at the bottom of the deck. There's something definitely being highlighted. You're waiting on something. You're surrendering to something that's true for you as well. It's like you want something different. Someone here, male or female, you want something different. And you're focusing on it, you're surrendering to it, but you're also searching for something that brings more fulfillment, more happiness. So you're in wait. Okay? And you're seeing it differently. You want to see it differently. And you are. And what you're seeing is that you can do something different, you can have something different, and if you want another life, you can also have that, but you maybe also are afraid to do that for whatever reason. There's deception here, and you could be trying to hide the fact of how you feel as well. So you could be really, really silently feeling this way within yourself and not sharing this with nobody, not talking to nobody, not even a significant other, or boyfriend or girlfriend, nobody, parents, nobody. You're not talking to nobody about how you're feeling, what you're finding out about yourself. Okay? And maybe too, maybe it's something that you want out of. You no longer want to live a certain way or live a certain lifestyle. You want to do something totally different. 858 on the timer. You want to do something totally different. You want to invest your time, your money into, some of y'all, a whole nother life. You have the Three of Wands out here, okay? So that's like, it's not like you're trying to make a decision on what to do when it comes to moving on or moving forward. It's like getting the guts to do so, having the willpower and the confidence to do it, and to also make it known. Okay? King of Pentacles. Three of Cups. And it could have been some deception with the situationship. Okay? Two of Cups. something that's basically, the feelings are not mutual anymore. At least not on your side, Cancer. You're showing up here in the Three of Cups and the Two of Cups. That's Five of Cups energy. That means you don't want to do something that you're going to regret. Okay? You don't want to do something to hurt anybody either. You try to consider other people's feelings here because that's just you, right? You don't want to hurt nobody. You don't want to make a person feel like they're not good enough or they didn't do good enough in a relationship. But if you're not there, you're just not there anymore. Okay, so silently, you really could be feeling these feelings within yourself and you have not shared this at all. And it could consist of third-party energy. It doesn't have to be, but it could be. It could consist of money too. You could have dealt with the situation because the balance of finances, right? You're bringing in a certain amount, your partner bringing in a certain amount. That makes things comfortable, right? So we don't want to do away with the comfort of it, right? But what is it that you truly want that's going to make you happy? 1111 on the timer. There's something new you want, but you're afraid to do it. You don't want to do it. You're afraid and you're trying to spare other people's feelings. That's exactly what you're doing. But the problem is, with this Two of Cups situationship, there's a tower there. And that tower means it's going to come down anyway, either way it go. So you're going to have to speak it either way it go. It's going to fall, it's going to turn into chaos if you don't. Chaos and conflict if you don't say anything about this. Queen of Pentacles, I just said that. So there's a counterpart here. This is a relationship, long-term relationship, okay? And there could be children involved as well. Sun card, there's a child there, okay? Doesn't have to be, but it's a possibility it could be children involved. But this is the thing, 1212 on the timer. Y'all are a couple. Someone is staying here because, well, I was taught that you should stick it out in the relationship. Regardless if the feelings or the emotions are there or not. I was taught you're supposed to stay. Especially if it's long term, more than 5-10 years. And especially if there's children involved. You're supposed to stay and make it work whether it's working or not. Okay? But that's not the deal here. You don't want to carry this out. And it's because you're afraid of loss of money, loss of material gain, or even loss of children, right? Because either you're going to take the children with you or the other parent will take the children with them if there are children involved. But this could be something you're holding on to because of financial reasons, okay? Yeah, see that? You're feeling stuck. 1313 on the timer. 4 and 4 is 8. It's the abundance is there. I don't feel like finances is a problem. It's not the finances. But maybe you even want to invest your finances elsewhere. Maybe you want to build something for yourself. It's something you want to do on your own. Okay? And that's really what you want to focus on, but you're afraid to say. You see this? It's over. It's done. It's done. It's been done. You see what I'm saying? You're still in the same spot with a person under the same roof, but it's over with. Ten of Swords. There's definitely betrayal. And it could be more than just, it doesn't have to be betrayal as in someone cheated. It could be betrayal as in someone lied. Someone wasn't being honest about their feelings. I'm really not in love with you no more. We'll tell the truth. I'm not emotionally available for you anymore. We'll tell the truth. So the ending is here. And so is a new beginning. World. And that's what you want. You want the new beginning, male or female. Some of y'all could literally be moving too. Literally. There's a lot of swords here. So there's been a lot of manipulation in the situation as well. Coming from whichever side, you decide that. But there's manipulation as well. A lot of indecisiveness. And there's not a lot of attachment. There's more of detachment between this King and Queen of Pentacles, there's more detachment than anything. There's no emotions at all. And this is a cycle that needed to close, and it's been open for too long. Because now you're just doing it just to be doing it. You're just there just to be there. Emotionally, mentally, you're not there. Physically in the body, you are. But you're not available on any other level. Okay? Here you go. Are you taking your power back? Are you investing in yourself? Are you telling yourself the truth? Are you being honest with yourself? Emperor energy. Being more disciplined, right? Being honest with what it is you really truly want. You want to go off on your own. Somebody here want to go off on their own. You want to do things on your own. Invest in yourself. Do something different. It's a relationship that you don't want anymore. And you're afraid to speak on it for whatever reason. Not a lot of confidence to speak on it. Not a lot of self-assurance. But it's like you're becoming more grounded within yourself and more disciplined, knowing that there's something that needs to be said, something that needs to be talked about. That means you need to address the elephant in the room. Okay? Taking the power back, yeah. Investing in yourself. Maybe you feel like you've invested in this and didn't get anything out of it. Maybe you feel like you're spinning your wheels. 6 of Cups, you see that? This is something that's been very much long term. This could have even been a high school sweetheart that you ended up being with and been with ever since. Have children with, a whole family with, or whatever. Whole establishment. Whole empire been developed. And it's like things are changing. Within, yeah, definitely things are changing. 6 of Pentacles. Well, I said 6 of Pentacles. Someone could have been given to someone else. This is 6 of Cups. Definitely soul tie energy, but it's energy of wanting to hold on to what you know, wanting to hold on to what's familiar. You see that? Soul attachment, just like I said. There's a soul tie here, and there's a need for separation from that. And you could already be detached. This could be like past energy because it's showing up in the past. It's energies that's already been left behind. You don't have a problem detaching. You've already detached. You don't have a problem moving on because energetically you already have. Mentally you already have. It's like you're just waiting for it to be over so you can finish leaving the rest of it behind. 5 of Pentacles. And some of you may not even care what finances you have or don't have. You just want out of a situation. You want out of the soul tie. This is like a soul contract. But you could have realized that this is not the person I'm supposed to be with. And you could have to really go, somebody through here could have to really go through a divorce. That's possible here. Hopefully not, but in this situation, this is long term. It feels like it's long term with the 6 of Cups being here. It feels long term. Something you felt stuck in for a very long time. Some of you could feel stuck because why? Maybe you decided, hey, I want to let my child grow up. I want my kids to finish school before I leave. Or I don't want to have to get stuck leaving and having to pay child support. Male or female, because women pay child support too. Okay? Women they pay child support too. And some of them do it by choice. But whatever the situation is, whatever the agreement is something that you no longer, you don't want to deal with that situation. You don't want to have to. Some of you don't want to have to. So you wanted to stay until that part of those years were over. And you have. And definitely it's done. Over with. Either you need to accept it or the other person needs to accept it, or it needs to be a mutual agreement. Either way. Yeah. Whatever the illusions are coming down. Illusions coming down, whatever they are. Whatever's been created. Okay? And it could be just traditional type of illusions, right? Like I said before, well, we've been together this amount of time, we have all this together, we have a kid together, or we may not have children together, but we built all this together, so we can't just let it all go. Can't just drop it. Some of you may have experienced some financial situations where you had to stay until you could straighten those financial situations out. And now that you have, you really want to physically leave this behind. And someone, like I said, it could have been definitely an illusion that you saw through as well in hermit mode. Yeah. Worry, being afraid, anxiety. Can I do this? Will this work? Can I do it by myself? Nine of Swords. It's still an energy of feeling stuck, uncertain, unsure, insecure. Don't feel like you're just not grounded enough to make that decision. To even talk about it, address it, to let it be known what it is you truly want to do. Because maybe you're afraid it's going to cause a lot of conflict, okay? And that's what you don't want. You just don't want any bad blood between you and that person, okay? There's a lot of swords here, but see, you're standing in your strength, and I feel like you're going to be able to speak on this. You're going to gain the confidence to speak on this. This is a situation you want to leave behind. And it's best to leave it behind because you could be experiencing financial loss as well trying to keep it. That'll happen as well, 21 on the time. You can experience loss trying to hold on to a situation that you need to leave behind. And you could, yeah, see, you're trying to balance it. Definitely trying to balance. And you feel like the more you can invest in yourself, the more balanced you'll become. The more you can get away from this, the more you can become unstuck, you'll feel better about it, energetically. Okay? And you could have options on how to do this, the steps to take for whoever this is resonating with. You know, it's something that it's a situation that has dimmed your light for quite some time as well. Whatever the betrayal was, whatever the lies was, whatever stood in the way in this relationship, however the energies even ended, like the love, the true emotion, the genuine love and care, those are things that has ended here. These are things that you no longer feel in this situation, not with all these swords. You're more logical in the situation. Because it may have taken you a long time to even get the nerve to even think of how to you know, put the steps together to even remove yourself from the situation. But I feel like someone here, whoever you are, you stayed in it so long and got so comfortable to where maybe you had to learn to detach yourself slowly, realizing in hermit mode that this is something that you needed to do. After soul searching and realizing what you needed to do for yourself, what was the real truth, accepting that truth. Because like I said, I feel like you're trying to spare someone's feelings. 5 of Cups energy. You're trying to spare someone's feelings. And it could be where you didn't try to get advice from a family member, maybe a brother, a cousin, a mother, a father, a grandfather, grandmother, friend even. Maybe you tried to get some advice and still you're unclear about how you should handle something. And it may be handling the fact that you need to address that the emotions are gone, the feelings are gone, you're not in love with the person, and you really want to leave the situation. Female or male, someone here wants out. Okay? And that Tower moment, see what I'm saying? Someone here wants to become single. See? 9 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles. Okay? What's that? 16 Pentacles? It's like you want to just go and create for yourself on your own. You don't want this anymore. I've done all I can to be here. I've done all I can to put up with it. Whatever I put up with, the emotional loss, the whatever financial loss, whatever it was, okay? I've done what I said I was going to do. My daughter's grown now. My son's grown now. My children are gone now. They're going to college. They're finished school. Whatever that is for you guys, someone has waited and waited and waited and waited. And it could have been very well that you was dealing with a toxic situation. It could have been very well that you was dealing with a toxic lover, somebody who could have had you in third-party situation or third-party energy and thought you didn't know about it, right? And you could have kept it to yourself that you knew all about it. Okay, and at the end of it, you just went out. You know everything you need to know. You gained all the information you need to gain. You searched. You found receipts. You found this. You found messages. Whatever you may have found, whatever, because the world is here. So you could have found messages. Social media passwords could have been retrieved and opened up files and opened up this and saw that. And that could have very well been a part of this tower as well, to where there's a lot of truth that has to come out. There's a lot of truth that needs to be seen, spoken, understood, accepted. Okay, with all these swords here, absolutely. Somebody needs to be clear and true. Okay, not hiding the truth of these negative feelings that you have, of needing to leave a situation or wanting to leave a situation that you've spent well enough time in. It's a cycle that needs to close so something new can begin. But someone here, you want to take your power back. You want to invest in yourself, and you want to become single and do your own thing. That's what you want. I want to invest in myself. I want to be single. I want to do my own thing. I want to build my own tower. There's someone's energy here, because you have escaped the illusions. You have escaped the negative dark energies. Maybe have dealt with a lot of dark energy of the night of the soul, all right? And it could be someone you dealt with who has an addictive problem, male or female. They could drink too much, they could smoke too much, they could even have a sex addiction where they like to have sex too much. They more about that and more focused on that, is my point, than focused on building and the reality of what's going on in the relationship. Okay? So someone here is definitely becoming single, no doubt. And that's why it says that you need to release all fears, release any demonic forces within your energy. Here's your demonic forces. Here's your fears. That's why I like this declare and decree deck, and I will forever use it. I will forever use this deck, because it always falls in line with what's going on with the cards. It always falls in line. So I will forever use that. All right, Cancer energy. Someone needs to leave a situation. Someone needs to gain more confidence and address what needs to be addressed. There may be, like I said, traditional environment that you're used to, but somebody's also been very deceptive and sneaky here. Someone could also have a sneaky link. You could have found that out. But anyway, when it comes to the energies overall, you basically need to just address what you know to be true about yourself, what you know to be real, your true, genuine feelings, and how you truly feel. You cannot worry about sparing someone else's feelings, because at the end of the day, it is your life. Okay, sometimes we have children with people. For those of you who may have children with a person, sometimes you can have children with people, but you can also realize that even though I have a child with this person, that does not mean that it was meant to be. And unfortunately, we experience that more than too many times here in this world, and that's why you got so many people that paying child support, because of the indecision sometimes that we make, or the mistake that we make thinking that a person is for us, and we spend the time to invest in them. We take the time to make it right, make it work, even when it's not working, and yet you find yourself having to let it go. You find yourself having to depart. You find yourself having to separate and distance yourself, right? So that you can live the life that you're meant to live, do what it is you really meant to do, or be who you're really meant to be. Okay? Yeah, determination. So it's like you're determined to get through the situation, okay? You are determined to do that, but maybe you need some help. Maybe someone here, maybe you do need a lawyer. Maybe you do need to get some type of advice, okay? Some type of even spiritual advice if you need to, okay? But here, you may need advice, financially, or you may need advice when it comes to the court system. And there's advice that you can get. For someone here, you may very well need that. But you may have hesitated for a while to make these moves, but when you do make these moves, you will continue to be unwavering with your decisions, okay? So stay determined and focused, okay? Cancer, male or female, your efforts will pay off, okay? And like I said, again, this could be something that's very traditional, to where maybe you watched your parents, and your parents, they was with their high school sweetheart, and it lasted for more than 50 years, and everything was good, and maybe it was some things that you didn't know happened behind the scene that wasn't so good, that maybe parents just dealt with and put up with, especially the mothers. They put up with a lot of times to enjoy, the fruits of their labor, or to have a home, and to have a home that is not broken. Because that's what most people's fears are, having a broken home. You don't want to raise children in a broken home. You'd rather the mother and the father be under the same roof with the children. You feel like that'll be a more healthy situation for the children, and for the most part, you are right. And there are times when that isn't so healthy because of this energy right here. Okay? For whoever that is resonating with, stay determined and keep moving forward. Stay focused if this is what you truly want, but you may need some type of advice, legal advice, spiritual advice. Take it how it resonates for you, but you're very intuitive. You know that this is over. Ten of Swords energy. You know that this is a repetitive cycle too. Some of you, whatever this devil energy consists of, whether it be bad habits or repetitive low vibrational habits or energies, you know what this consists of. Trust your inner voice and your intuition. Okay? Don't doubt yourself. Don't ignore how you feel. Okay? Because you're allowing yourself to be misguided if you doubt yourself and ignore the truth. Don't do that. Acknowledge your truth. Acknowledge the truth. Okay? Acknowledge your inner wisdom. If you know it, it's real, it's true, that's the facts, then that's something you have to go with, because it's going to help you to continue to what? Gain that balance. That's why I'm 3131 on the timer. Gain balance, stability, because that's what's really probably on some of your minds here that this could be resonating for. You're worried about stability. Don't worry, you'll be fine. With the Seven of Pentacles here and the Nine of Pentacles energy, you'll be fine. You will be balanced. And the cards line up. This is two different decks. Two of Pentacles, balancing. It could be juggling. Some of you may have had to deal with juggling when it comes to finances and paying things off and getting things in control, prioritizing your money, prioritizing your feelings, prioritizing your emotions, your thoughts, your life, your home, your job, prioritizing, okay, balancing and becoming more balanced. And I feel like that's exactly where you'll be. You will be balanced. Maintain balance in all aspects of your life, Cancer. Harmony is essential, okay? And that could have been something that you seen grow up where your parents made sure that there was no instability, there was no misharmony or disharmony, if I'm saying it right. Y'all know what I mean, where y'all seen your parents get along. It wasn't no cussing each other out and fighting and being domestic and all that and beating each other up and drawing blood and all that mess. You know what I'm saying? It was a balanced home. And so you learn that it's better to have a balanced home. So I'm going to keep it to myself about what I really want. I'm going to stay silent about the changes I really want to make. I don't want this no more because, y'all got kids together. A lot of y'all, that would be the reason why you would keep quiet. That would be the reason why you won't say anything or make it known that your feelings are no longer there. You don't want this anymore. You want something totally different because children are still small. They're still in school. You don't want to interrupt their life. You don't want to uproot their life. You don't want to cause a bunch of confusion and upheaval in the house. You want to keep the children stable. Keep peace in the home. 3333 on the timer. Keep stability and harmony in the home. And because of that, you've done that for 20 years. You've done that for 30 years. And it's like, okay, the children are grown now. It's time to go. And by you making that decision, yeah, you still come into balance by making that decision. Because you're leaving behind an energy, even though you may have stayed for those reasons, taking how it resonates for you, maybe you didn't stay for those reasons. Some of you, it could have been finances. But still, there was a devil energy that hovered around the whole situation the whole time. That was still an energy of poverty or somewhat of lack or scarcity mindset or scarcity mentality the whole time. Some of you could have dealt with someone who did cheat on you for a long time. Someone who lied to you for a long time. Some of you have dealt with someone who may have lied about a child that was not theirs. Come to find out, the child is theirs. They've just been lying about it, didn't want you to know about it. That's for someone. And now you're done with the lies, you're done with the deceit, you're done with the ego trip, you're done with it, and you're ready to go. Because someone is definitely dealing with someone who has one hell of an ego. Big ego. Okay? So Cancer, you could be dealing with a light water sign or even possibly a earth sign or Capricorn. Okay? I hope that the messages were helpful. Okay? Overall, I hope that it brought some kind of clarity for you, Cancer. Okay? And until next time, take care.